Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to read a story time from Reddit about a fiance getting caught cheating 2 days before her wedding. So let's dive into it. So I've told this story on Reddit a few times but figured this subreddit is the obvious place to get it out of my system, which is good. We are here to listen and see what went wrong. For reference, I am now 31 male, but this happened in 2014. So this is like 10 years ago when I was 26, okay? And my ex-fiance was 25, female. Let's call her Barb, okay? We will call her Barb. We met in college and dated for 3 years prior to our engagement with a wedding date booked by the fourth year. Neither of our parents are well off financially, and she was attending grad school. So the financial responsibility fell on me, which totaled $20,000 that was paid in full 4 days prior to the wedding. Okay, so you were responsible for all the financial things for the wedding, and she still cheated on you? That is crazy. Leading up to the nightmare of an evening, we had our typical mid-20s relationship issues with bouts of poor communication, excessive drinking on the weekends, and then occasional fight over trivial bullshit. Okay, makes sense. I feel like everybody has these kind of fights, but it is kind of a red flag for me because you both are not mature and you are getting married. Well, let's see what happened next. Aside from that, we had a great relationship and spent a ton of time together figuring out post college life and planning for our future. Okay, as I said above, the wedding and reception venue cashed my check 4 days before the wedding, and the contract stated this was non refundable. Oh, that must be bad. So you paid $20,000 and it was non refundable? That's crazy. Imagine losing all that money and your fiance on the same day. That's crazy. Over 120 guests, I'm sorry, were confirmed, and couple dozen from out of state. Tuxes and bridesmaid dresses were fitted and paid, and everything was falling into place. Now let's get to the inevitable shitstorm of event that you're all interested in before I keep rambling. Well, we do love a little context here to see where you were coming from and what was the situation. We do appreciate you telling us the context here. The night in the question was a Friday evening in our new apartment that we moved into a few weeks prior, and we have decided about a dozen friends over to pregame and head out to bars in the town. Including in this group of friends was my buddy, whom I have known since kindergarten. We will call him Ricky. Okay. Barbara and I spent a lot of time with Ricky over the last 3 years, and he was definitely one of her favorite, one of my pets, which is generally awesome when your significant other gets along with people in your social circle. The night started at a local hookah lounge that was buy one get one free. So by the time we left there, it was like half of the Jameson and 30 rack of the drinks were gone, and everybody was buzzed. The next 3 hours spent between 2 to 3 bars that resulted in entire group devolving into a drunken belligerent mess. Okay. Once the bars closed, most people went home with the exception of myself, okay, Barb and Ricky, and another couple who came back to our apartment for a night camp. Okay, that sounds like a good party to me, which is you guys had fun. That's awesome. Once back at our place, the couple only lasted, okay, the couple that came with you, okay, lasted 20 minutes before calling it and making their way home. So I was left with Barb and friggin' Ricky. Okay. Earlier in the night at the hookah bar, I noticed Barb checking her phone more than usual, but and simultaneously Ricky checking his phone after she would lock the screen. Okay, yeah, that's a red flag for me. Well, you can't really suspect anything if you're not looking into it, you know what I mean? I almost put two and two together, but why would I worry about them planning anything shady 2 days before I was supposed to marry this girl? Yeah, same. I was saying the same thing. Like, you won't suspect anything because you're going to marry her, and he is your best friend. So, how make it make sense? Back at my house, I was fairly sober and noticed all the booze was gone. So, I was contemplating picking up a couple of six packs from local spot that stays open until 3 a.m. Okay. Barb and Ricky were definitely on the liquor and tanked. There was no reason to suspect anything sketchy would occur if I ran out for 20 minutes. Once in my car and preparing to exit my apartment complex, I got sinking feeling in my gut that something wasn't right, and it completely freaked me out. Okay, I know if it's something like, never ignore your gut feeling, never ever. If you get a gut feeling, go with it. I always listen to my gut feeling. So I called my best bud and he agreed to be picked up and join me on the beer run and accompany me back to the apartment. Okay, that good call. That's a really good call. After grabbing some Bud Heavies and returning home, we walked up to the sliding door and led to my living room that had a special sectional to the immediate right. We opened the door, took two steps inside the apartment, and my ex fiance was completely topless and mounted on Mr. Ricky, console deep down each other's throat. Oh, that's not good. The amazing part of the situation was neither of them appeared to be noticed that my buddy and I were 10 feet away from watching their sloppy, drunken. Oh, that is crazy. Imagine you're that drunk and you're doing the mistakes in front of a person that you're going to marry in like 2 days. How can you even do that? That is crazy. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. After 7 to 10 seconds of attempting to comprehend the situation, I lost it. Dropped the booze, threw her backward off, keep completely topless, which is understandable, and landed two right hooks to Ricky's eye and cheek while he was still playing on his back with the most terrified look on his face. Okay, that is actually funny. To put things in perspective, I am 6 feet and 220 lbs, okay? I mean pounds, and have played hockey my entire life, and he's 5'6", 140 pounds, and a runner. Okay. It does make sense. Immediately following the assault with my fist, Ricky started snoring. Didn't know this was a thing. Okay. What do you mean by snoring? And was asleep for at least 5 minutes while I was losing my mind over the situation. Oh my god, that is crazy. Imagine getting caught cheating with your friend's fiance and then going back to sleep for at least 5 minutes while everything is like taking place. That is crazy to me. Without thinking, I called her parents about 10 times until they woke up and demanded they come to pick up their cheating daughter immediately. Their house was only 5 minutes down the road, so they walked in shortly thereafter while I was laying into Barb about her unforgivable, disgusting decision. My parents frantically walked into me, screaming at Ricky acid out of the couch, and my buddy mediating the situation. Okay, all right. The first thing I told everyone was the wedding was fucking off. Yes, of course. I wouldn't want to marry somebody who just cheated on me 2 days before the wedding. I demanded a ring back and said I'd rather lose 20K than spend the rest of my life with the cheating. Okay. Her parents spent the next 20 minutes attempting to talk to me out of it and occasionally defending Barb's actions, saying things like, "Why can't you forgive her?" or "Isn't it too late to cancel a wedding?" Well, how can they even, like, I get that they are going to support their daughter, but like, that is crazy. Imagine your daughter's mistakes, you're covering them up instead of like talking to her and telling her, like, this is not right. Meanwhile, Ricky woke up and the right side of his face had swollen to the size of a grapefruit and his left eye was completely shut. Taking him out of the apartment was tough because he was too drunk to drive. So I called his brother, and that was 20 minutes away, and spent that time laying into Barb, Ricky, and her parents. Yeah, well, you still did good for him. I mean, you do seem like a nice person to me. Surprisingly, I was able to stay level headed enough to express my thoughts in such an extreme state of rage. The few times I have been this upset in the past, my brain felt like it was scrambled, and I had a hard time condensing and forming my thoughts into a logical statements. Not this time. By the time Ricky's brother picked him up and Barb's parents shuttled her home, I had systematically picked apart any objection, opinion, or plea for reconsideration expressed by everyone in the room. It felt really great, which is amazing. We are happy for you, and we're happy that you stood up for yourself and didn't let other people get into your brain. I'm not going to pretend the following months were easy and everything worked out in my favor. 2 months later, the company I worked at decided to lay off my entire division. I had racked up thousands in credit debt to pay for the wedding. Unemployment haunted me for 5 months, and I was diagnosed with major depression. Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. Life was fucked up for a few years and wouldn't wish that on anybody. But now I'm 31, things have settled down, and couldn't be happier. Thank you for letting me get this off my chest. That is crazy. I'm so sorry that happened, but also I'm really happy that you did go through all that all by yourself and you're still standing strong. And I think that's the best decision of your life, to not marry her because she cheated on you. And if once a cheater, always a cheater. So, yeah, that was the story time for today. Please let me know, how did you like it? Let me know in the comment what you guys think, and follow for more. Thank you.